I'm through. Now what do I do? When you're done with an art project, this is what you do. Check with Miss Highland. I will say good job, or go back and try again, or maybe there's something you need to finish on your art project. If you're done, you can take your paper, put your name on the paper, and you will need to turn it into the buckets on the side of the wall with your teacher's name. If you don't have your name on your paper will get lost. So make sure your name is always on the back of your paper. A little chant I use to help me remember is put your name on your paper, put your name on your paper, put your name on your paper, and turn it into the bin. Now you can go to the front or the back of the room to play. Here are your choices. First, make sure you've checked with me and put your name on your paper, turned it into the bin with your teacher's name. You can do whiteboard, rubber bands, manipulatives like stacking sticks, whiteboard expo marker, reading art books, Legos on the carpet, or helping the teacher clean the room, and free draw drawing books. At the front of the room, here are the centers that you will find, and at the back, here are the centers you will find there. Rubber band boards and wipe away boards. Two I'm Finished centers you will find at the front of the room are erasable boards and pegboard rubber bands. Those are at the front of the room in a bin. The rubber bands are in a small container. Make sure you always have the lid on that container. The first one is erasable board. You can take it out, draw a picture, erase it by cleaning it off, and then returning it to the proper bin. The next one is rubber band pegboards. These are nail boards, and you can take rubber bands to make a design. Take the lid off, and you can make a design by stretching the rubber bands across the nails in the board. You can create designs like trees, squares, anything really, shapes, geometrical designs. Now once you're done, make sure all the rubber bands go back into these containers. The lid should be on nice and tight. Check the floor to make sure no rubber bands have snuck their way out of the container, and then place it right back on the shelf where you got it from. Block buddies. Another center you can find at the front of the room is block buddies. Block buddies is when you take a card out of a box and it gives you a pattern to follow. You try to build that picture with using the blocks, and you match the blocks in the box to the picture. When you are done, place the cards away gently, put the lid on, and put it right back on the shelf where you got it from. Mosaic tiles. Next center you can play with at the front of the room is mosaic tiles. Mosaic tiles is a group of little squares that you can use to make patterns in a can. So there will be a picture demonstrating how to make the tile, and you will copy that picture using the little square mosaics. Building sticks. The next center you can participate in at the front of the room are stick connectors. These connects can go to the carpet at the front of the room. You can take the lid off and play with them. Now, there are small little pieces that you can connect to the straws. Do not step on them or throw them or use them as a weapon. That will cause a lot of trouble. So do not use them inappropriately, which means they're not weapons, you can't step on them or knock them down. And then place them on the shelf when you are done. Whiteboard and expo markers. A center you can find at the back of the room is whiteboard expo markers. In this center, you can draw. Take the whiteboard expo marker and the board and the cleaning cloth with you to go draw. At a table, you can draw pictures, anything, you can play games with friends, but make sure that when you're done drawing your picture that you erase your board and put the cap back on the marker. So when you're done drawing whatever it is that you want to draw, get your cloth, wipe it off until it's completely clean, and put the cap on the marker and place it back in the bucket that you got it from. These students drew a pretty cool picture, But don't forget to erase your work and put it back in the green and pink bucket at the back of the room. Oh no, something doesn't look right about this picture. What do you think happened incorrectly here? What do you think students can do to correct what you see wrong in this picture? Free draw. At the front of the room, you will find free draw paper. Free draw paper is when you can draw whatever you want during free time. Now, at the back of the room, there's helpful resources you can use for free drawing. If you want to learn how to draw something, go to the How to Draw book station. On this shelf, there's tons of books that have ideas on what to draw. Animals, horses, people, sports, cartoons. Once you're done with the book, make sure it gets put back on the shelf neatly. If you're looking for something to color with, feel free to grab a bucket from the front of the room. Cleaning up this area is kind of tricky because there's a lot of books on it. If there's a book that seems to be falling apart, please put it in this gray basket to keep it safe from getting stepped on or falling off the shelf. Now here are some things I don't want to see happen to the How to Draw books. Number 1, don't draw in the book. We share these books with all of the students, and these are not coloring books. Please get a piece of paper to draw on and not in the book. Here's some mistakes that students have made. They've drawn on the book and someone got paint on the book. Please avoid drawing with this book at a table that's messy. Reading books. Another center you can participate in at the back of the room is reading books. At the back of the room, you will find books about artists, books we've read in class, books about art. If you would like to read one of these books, please take it to a clean spot, and when you're done, please put it back on the shelf where you got it from, by the whiteboard. Lego building. At the back of the room, you will also find Lego Center. Lego Center consists of 3 different buckets of Legos. The larger Legos are in 2 red baskets. These Legos can be played with on the table or on the floor near the baskets. This smaller bin is tinier Legos. Now, I would keep these on a table because if they're on the carpet, it is harder to clean up the small pieces. You can also play with them here on the carpet. Do not take them away and play with them on the floor near our projects. That is a no-go zone. Keep them in the back carpeted area only. This is an example of what it looks like not to clean up Legos. Please make sure they're back in the basket onto the shelf where you got them from. Do not leave them looking like this before you leave class. Pencil sharpener. Sharpening pencils is another job you can help Miss Highland with. There's 2 buckets at the corner of the room at the front. One says dull and one says sharp. If the pencil is in the dull bucket, you can take it to the pencil sharpener and put it in firmly. Once it's finished, put it in the sharp can and other students can use it because it's ready to be drawn with. Classroom cleaner. The other job you can help Miss Highland with is sweeping or vacuuming the classroom. First, to take the vacuum and helping Miss Highland, you have to turn it on using your foot and clicking the button. You can vacuum around the room, in the back, and in the front. You can also go over carpets. Be careful not to break this. When you're done, push your foot on the button to turn it off and return it into the spot next to Miss Highland's desk, right here. Another job you can help Miss Highland with is sweeping. Go get the dustpan or broom from the side by the sink and you can sweep up any trash you find on the floor. Put it in the wastebasket when you're done and place the broom back by the sink when you're complete. Please remember to show respect to both of our art stations in the front and the back of the room. Most of all, have fun.